We are here once again. My name is Mercy. Welcome back to the stream. It is episode 4 of Heroes of Tethra, our live play campaign here on the channel. Playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. All homebrew, all the time. Okay, maybe not all homebrew, but yeah, you get where we're going. Let's go ahead and say hi to our intrepid heroes. Say hi, intrepid heroes.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Hello. We got a honk, apparently. We're going back 2019 GDQ, it sounds like. Or was it 2020? But yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into the action, shall we? Okay. Last time on Heroes of Tethra, our adventurers, having gotten out of prison, located in the town of Dialt, making a friend in the local apothecary named Amelia, ended up sneaking around town on the outside of the wall to make it back to her home safely. The next day they came to find out that the crimes that they had been arrested for were in fact not actually crimes at all when it comes to the laws that are enforced by the guards of Dialt. They were only being enforced, and unlawfully so, by the owner of the old prison that they found themselves in at the start of our adventure. We ended up finding out that this man's name was Corin Asterfell. Upon finding this out, our group of heroes, wanting to know more and find out what exactly has been going on, spoke amongst each other, enjoyed a little bit of entertainment in the form of a drunken dwarven man chasing after a pig in a dress and lipstick, following him into an alley before finally heading off to sleep for the evening. New information in hand, and the name of a town nearby called Aferit. Our adventurers awake in the morning in Amelia's home. The day and the road lying in wait ahead of them. So, good morning, adventurers. As we discussed last time, you had a long rest, and for those who were paying attention, we also leveled up to level 4.
Yay!
Yay, indeed. I do love level 4. As was discussed in the previous evening, you came across some information about what lie ahead in this journey for you, should you seek to pursue. For the sake of your own memory, and for the memory of the audience, why don't you guys go ahead and converse, talk about what you learned, and find out what you'd like to do. I'll start by setting the scene for you. The sun just freshly rising, the call of a rooster reaching through the town, a distant sound that you hear, but still reaching out to you. Amelia is already up and awake, and is currently in the process of making some tea, as she does, and has set out several biscuits for everybody as a small meal for the morning.
Dream will likely be still, or the last one to awake or sleeping in the rafters, as cats do.
Mm-hmm.
And when he does wake up, it will be reluctantly so.
Cobalt will uncurl himself from the floor, almost sort of like rolled up like how a dog was with his tail around him. Get up, stretch, and then probably can smell the biscuit and quickly going to sit at the table to eat a biscuit.
Kaiser, similarly, he probably just found a chair to crash in and sits up and just lets out a long yawn. Stretching.
Maka is gone.
Okay.
Kaiser, after he's done with his stretching, gets a sniff of the air.
Approximately
Smells the
what time of
biscuits.
day? Like what time of the morning?
We're talking about 6:30, 7 a.m. So yeah, the three of you awake. There is some warm biscuits, some eggs available if you should wish, and Amelia is brewing up some tea. But it is very obvious, due to the small size of the house and not very many places for a dire wolf to hide, Maka is not in the house.
After downing a biscuit, because he'll eat a biscuit first, at least. Then he'll be like, where's Maka?
Maybe early morning hunt?
Are we supposed to go with him?
Unlikely. Maka is more feral than your average realize, as far as features go, so it stands to reason that he still does things the way that unrealized wolves do. I'm sure that he'll be fine by himself.
Speaking of, we cut over to Maka. Maka, what you up to?
I am prowling about the river, especially the river area where everybody gathered at one point. I have already done hunting, whether it's been successful or not. And I'm just generally
successful.
sniffing around, and in about this time, I could start heading back to the house.
Okay. Is that what you do?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'll announce myself with 2 scratches at the door, as Amelia will know that I usually do.
She speaks up. Oh, that must be him. Can one of you get the door for me, please?
Yeah, sure thing. And I'll finally get up out of my chair and walk over and pop the door.
There standing before you is a familiar, canid face.
Good morning, Maka. Successful hunt this morning?
No. And I walk in. Good morning to all.
Good morning. If it is a good morning.
I
I
believe
still
this
think
is
it's far too
usually
early.
customary to greet everyone the first thing in the morning with a good morning, as I was told by Amelia. Now,
Oh, it is. I'm not used to being up this early.
all wolves hunt and are most active at dawn and dusk.
Cobalt just kind of waves from the table as he's still stuffing his face again.
I smell the tea, and what is that extra smell? Is it? Oh yes, biscuits.
Amelia smiles and then brings the tea kettle over to the table, begins pouring a cup out for all of you. And as she does, she reaches one hand down over to Maka and is holding a biscuit. If you would like one.
Yes, thank you.
So the plan is to head north then, right?
That seems to be the case to figure out what's going on with this Corin fellow anyways. With that, Kazra will finally shut the door back and he'll walk over to the table and he'll grab a cup of tea and a biscuit and then he'll dunk the biscuit in the tea and then eat the biscuit.
I don't suppose either of you are hiding a cart in one of your bags.
Kobold is amazed at him dunking the biscuit in the tea. I'd never thought of that.
It's quite delicious. You should give it a try.
So Amelia speaks up. Ah, yes, you did go out looking for more information about that self-appointed warden, if I remember. What all did you learn?
Not much, I'm afraid, but there is another likely spot to where we can find more information. The trail's not yet cold. So, to the north.
Where might that be, if I might ask?
Place to the north called Afrit, I think it was.
Oh, yes, Afrit. Pretty sizable town, a little bit bigger than us here. There's a couple ways to get there, depending on your intention. Do any of you, I should say, know the way?
I just figured we'd go up north and eventually we'll run into it.
Kobold sort of actually like points in a northern direction from where he's sitting on the table and goes, generally walking that way?
Generally, yes. But if you shoot into the darkness, you won't always land your shots.
Rindesh will guide me.
I generally know the way, but Amelia, I was not aware that you had been there before.
Oh no, I haven't been there. I just know where it is. Many people coming through the town looking for help here and there. In fact, I think it was but 3 or 4 months ago that we had just some travelers, a merchant actually, come through that stopped in to see me for a little bit of medicinal help. They had caught something along the road, needed some medicine to get back into strength to take the travel back. He spoke of the different ways that they would end up going, and they mentioned the road and how that typically takes about 4 days by carriage or so. And then they also mentioned that the more daring traipse through the woods on a more direct path, which is directly north, and that's quicker, but also potentially more dangerous as you don't have the roads. I guess that decision then is up to you, all of you. If you're going, stick to the roads or pass through the woods.
The question is whether or not the risk is worth the time. Just how shorter is it?
I give or take I would say it saves about half the time. You don't have to go down and around the massive section of forested area to go to the main road and then up through at a clearing eventually. You can simply just pass directly north. It's about half the time, if I remember.
That is impressive to do that on only foot.
The question becomes, though, when they say dangerous, though, how dangerous? What sort of wildlife and the like do you run in through there?
And remember, we don't have to worry about the wildlife. There's also the demon sightings that were up there as well.
It's true. There's no telling the things that you could run into.
I assure you, whatever demon is there will most likely be me.
Oh, that wasn't a joke.
No, most of the rumors that have been around here lately are me.
Do you travel that far north?
No, but I did reside up there for quite some time. I just do not stay around towns and places that I am aware of. I stayed in the forests and was hunted by humans for the better part of a year while I was up there and made my way down here, as you all know, about a year ago.
Which then means that our information is unreliable. I was going up there based off of the demon sightings, but if those demon sightings end up being you, then that's useless.
Then there is nothing to be afraid of.
There's also nothing worth going there for.
You mean other than the beauty of the woods, the glades, the mountain rivers?
And it is better to dwell in the wilderness than with an angry chicken.
That, angry or not, chicken is delicious.
And we also have to ask as well, like, even if some of the rumors about demons is about Maka specifically, there's no telling that some of them may not come from people having been converted up there as well.
That's exactly where I was going with that.
Keep in mind, I did not run into anything other than myself that was dire. I did not run into any dire rats like I did in the basement not too long ago.
Are we saying converted like into a convent or converted into a creature?
Into a creature.
Oh. Yeah, I was thinking of something totally different.
I suppose those rumors are still worth investigating then.
Also, I've always found it easier to walk through the woods and through the roads. Less people pointing and bickering over you.
Oh, it sounds like most people want to go through the woods. It is the most direct and shortest time investment. I suppose we can take care of
There is
ourselves.
certainly nothing to fear from being in the woods. I wish the three of you luck.
Thought you were going too.
I do not understand the misconception. I did not say I was leaving. Also, bless you.
I also wasn't going to assume that Maka was going to join us. Maka is very close to Amelia, and I didn't want to presume that he would just leave her here.
Yeah, he has a good home and life here. I don't see why he would want to leave that behind.
Amelia does speak up. Well, Maka has been a guest here in this home and has been a great companion for the last year, but Maka, one of the things that you and I spoke with is how you wanted to... You followed a smell that brought you here. Am I remembering correctly?
Yes, that is correct.
And if I remember, you mentioned someone telling you that you were more than just beast and it was time for you to learn the ways of civilization.
I was told to begin to understand the more human part of my mind, yes.
Mm-hmm.
One cannot... It is the pack. You are the pack, Amelia.
I understand the sentiment, but packs are family. I am a close friend, and I am honored that you would view me as family, but there's more for you to learn. There's a family for you to find. Of that I can feel, I sense that it's something in your future, truthfully. I wouldn't want you sitting here and wasting away in this tiny Bodunk town that I call home here. There's so much more of the world to see. She steps over to the window and opens it up, and then takes a look outside towards the north. You all feel a gentle, cold breeze blow in through the window, off of the mountains to the north, you assume. There are things that you haven't learned about, things you haven't even begun to see and understand, and truth be told, there's a lot of things that I haven't seen, and I would if I could, but I'm not that young anymore. Can I ask you, Maka, would you go for me? See things and come back and tell me the stories of your travels one day?
I'm not sure.
That's fair. It might take a moment or two for you to think about it, and that's understandable. I don't want you to make any quick decisions, especially for my sake. But who knows? I hope you find that courage and don't leave your newfound friends behind. She steps back and sits in a chair, sipping at her tea. I would like all of you to make a perception check, please.
Oh boy.
Woohoo!
Ooh.
I think I'm still on advantage.
This
It looks
is
like you
smell,
are.
yes. This is smell,
Oh.
you're fine.
Just the smell. Okay.
Yep, so you're fine. So, I see a 25 from Dream, a 22 from Cobalt, a 22 from Maka, and a 9 from Kaiser.
Yep.
Okay. Kaiser, you're a little focused on, having your tea and kind of picking up on the conversation and trying
Breakfast, it just smells too good and it's kind of distracting.
That's what you're smelling, yes. The smell is definitely overpowering for anything else. For the rest of you, surprisingly, Dream, you're the first one to pick up on this, which beats out, the canine sense of smell too, which is curious, but it happens. That cold breeze that was blowing in through the window, it ends up having a smell to it, a gentle smell. Kind of herbal in a lot of ways. Hints of cinnamon, hints of rosemary, different herbs and whatnot, and all of it backed by the gentle cold air that comes through. You pick up on it first, and being able to follow the smell ever so gently, it kind of moves itself in a certain way around the room. The room is circular, the home itself, and it swirls around you momentarily before swirling around everyone else, kind of taking up their own personal space, before rising up and kind of dissipating and spreading the scent through the roof. Maka, this is a very familiar smell to you. In fact, this smell is the one that brought you here.
Strange.
Amelia. What was that, Maka?
Just... the smell that brought me here is outside. But I could have distinctly swore it was inside. That's what brought me here.
She gets up and comes over to give you some scratches on the head. Big smile on her face. Well, you smelled it outside, and it brought you to me here, didn't it?
Yes. Is the door closed?
Door is closed.
Then Maka actually leaps up to look out the window.
The smell gets stronger as you get to the window. It's definitely coming from a distance, and it is coming from the north.
I am conflicted. Stepping down, I don't understand. It had led me here, and I have made good mates out of Amelia and Amelie and the children. Why is the smell outside now?
You've made good friends, and you've made good memories. I think your newfound friends here would agree with me that part of being human is the memories and people you meet along the journey of life.
Cobalt stands up and just says, it could be Rindesh's way of guiding you to where you need to go. I smell it too.
I suppose they call it the winds of fate for a reason. Well, either way, since the lot of us are heading up north, you're welcome to join us, or at the very least, me. I don't think that we've formally offered to create a group between us, just that our goals all seem to take us north. But if I'm being perfectly honest, a lot of you interest me. I would not be opposed to traveling with you for a little bit longer.
Trips on the road are definitely more enjoyable with friends to tell stories with.
They're also safer.
It would be fun, at the very least.
I would like to try something new.
Okay.
I would like all except for Maka to give me a perception check again.
Not nearly as good, but respectable.
Okay. What did we get, folks? Go ahead.
Definitely better than my last roll.
15, 16, 17.
Oh yeah, Cobalt 15, Kaiser 16, and Dream 17. None of you pick up on this. Can I ask Cobalt, Kaiser, and Dream to change Discord channels to the Whispers waiting room, please?
Okay.
Sure thing.
Okay. Maka, you pick up on this smell, and it is a familiar smell to you. It's the same one that you were greeted with after having an interaction with, as she called herself, V. These memories come flooding back to you, until suddenly you feel whisked away. You are no longer in Amelia's home. In fact, you don't quite know where you are. You're surrounded by foliage, trees taller than you've ever seen before. The grass underneath you, mingling with moss, perhaps? It's soft and springy to the touch underneath your paws. It's a gentle, warm breeze blowing through, unlike the one that you just felt. And it seems to hover and linger around you. What do you do?
First things first, I don't know where I am, so perception check to sniff whatever I can suss out from the surrounding area.
Sure. Without even needing to roll that perception check, the smells that you are getting are... they're warm. The smell of rosemary and cinnamon, all of these kinds of smells that you had before are stronger. They are a lot more prevalent, and they are swirling around you. Gentle, calming, not really alerting or anything of that nature. It's just calm and comfortable. As you sniff at the air, the scent that you pick up on, it's stronger behind you. Close behind you.
Turn around.
There doesn't appear to be anything there except for a small bit of wind twisting and forming into some kind of humanoid-like shape.
Who is that, and who are you?
You hear gently on the wind. Hello again, Maka.
V. Is that you, V?
That it is. It's nice to see you again, young one.
How did I get here and why?
Well, you are both here and also not at the same time. It's a curious explanation, but I ask for your trust.
Trust in...
Trust that I wish you no ill will.
I understand.
I do wish to ask you a favor, if you can, for me. I cannot interact directly with the world, but you can. And there are strange things afoot, concerning things.
You wish for me to answer to those strange things you cannot interact with. I do not understand why you cannot interact. Are you not human like anyone else?
At one time I was, but things are different now, and have been for quite some time. My watch, ever eternal, has been uneventful for many, many a year. But now, things grow worrisome. This being of cloud, essentially, waves out her arm in a single swooping motion, and the environment that you were in shifts and changes. You are no longer in a lush forest, and instead you have been transported instantaneously to what appears to be a field of bone. A field of endless decay and life devoid in this area. Large, jutting protrusions from the earth rising up and curling into points, almost looking like a rib cage in some places. And off in the distance, there is what appears to be a wave of liquid. You would say water, but it seems more viscous and as black as the night sky, without stars.
The smell is putrid. It's like some...
This is the concern.
Is this a real place?
This is not yet. This is what could be.
And you are asking my help with this task to avoid whatever this is.
Whatever a smile would be in a cloud of dust, you could make out that that is kind of what she's aiming for, and gives a slow and purposeful nod.
You've helped me find Amelia and Emily. I suppose I do owe you one.
No, I don't think you do. That's why I ask you. I make no forced decisions. I ask if you would be the one who acts in my stead.
In your stead. You make very confusing sentences.
My apologies. Makapai too. I would ask for you to investigate these occurrences in the world help stave off this potential future, I ask for you to join these new companions that you have found, for something tells me they are inexplicably connected. I know not yet how, but I sense a connection. Along the way, I hope you will grow and learn more about what this world has to offer, what its people have to offer, and through them, what I have to offer. Will you accept my request?
I accept your request. I can always return.
Of course. I ask not for success, but information. Success in action may come at a later time, but for now, seeing through your eyes is something that I desperately need to help protect this world.
You sound a lot bigger than you let on, but very well. If I am not barred from coming back to Dialt, then I do not see harm in taking a bit of a longer trip than I normally would. After all, I was born and raised with a migrating pack. I suppose I could do so again for a short time.
Thank you, young one. She reaches out this cloud, whatever would be a hand, and gently rests it on top of your head. You feel a warmth overtake your body, not unpleasantly so. It's comforting. It is just warm and relaxing. Before finally your vision comes back, and you are once again in Amelia's home. And give me a minute, and I'm going to drag everybody back up. Alrighty, welcome back, everybody.
Thank you.
Yay, we're out of timeout.
So, in a matter of just an instant, all of that happened. None of you were able to pick up on it as Maka continues to stare out the window for a moment.
Marker gets down and rubs his face with a paw. Eyes burn.
Do you have allergies?
This is a new sensation. Perhaps dust, or... It doesn't matter. If you would all be so kind, to stay here for a few more minutes.
As Maka looks around to all of you, it is very apparent. His eyes, while originally green, with hints of sparkle white through them, now glow a gentle green hue.
Does anybody else see that Maka has shiny eyes?
They weren't like that before, were they?
We can wait.
Thank you. And I would like to have the door open. I need to go visit someone, and I will return shortly.
Very well. Be safe.
Kaiser, since will get up and walk over and crack the door open for Maka.
Okay. So Maka heads out to go to wherever he's going, and Amelia is still there with you, smiles. Would anyone like some more tea?
Yes, please.
She pours you another cup.
Are there still more biscuits on the table?
Yeah, there's a couple, we'll say.
Okay, he's gonna now grab a biscuit and now dunk it in the tea. But he's not gonna do it like just like a little bit. He's basically gonna put the whole biscuit into the tea, and then pull it out and then eat the whole biscuit.
It is, however, you want it to be. Is it amazing? Is it fantastic? Is it terrible? You get to decide.
Okay, I'm gonna roll an odds and evens on this. He's just gonna kind of just like he eats it, and then just kind of looks up and goes, "That wasn't good. That made a soggy biscuit. That ruins biscuits. Why would you do that?"
Moderation, friend. You're supposed to dunk it little bit by bit so you don't soggy the whole biscuit.
No, it ruins biscuits. You don't do that.
While this conversation is going on, Mako, where are you heading to?
I'm going to go visit Emily.
Okay. How do you go about that? Are you heading into the town? Are you looking for the children on the outside of town?
Yes, I'm looking for the children on the outside of town.
Okay.
Because they're usually all playing together.
Mm-hmm. It is still early morning, and you are trying to follow through and pick up the familiar scent of Emily as you can. And you pick it up, heading over towards the fields where she tends to go and help some of the other kids during their chores and doing her own as well. You're able to follow over there and keep a low profile if you want, not keep a low profile, your choice.
I am actually doing... I'm going outside of my normal comfort and just going straight to the children without really trying to be secretive about it.
Okay. Rushing over towards the children, you gain the attention of a couple adult farmers on the side as you kind of move past them, not too close, but move past them and kind of run as a wolf would. So you're faster. You hear from behind you them call out, like, "Wait, is that Wolf? Wolf! The children! The children!" And you hear them coming after you. But you see now, at this point, Emily and some of the other kids there doing some chores.
I stop and make sure that my approach is not as expedient as my initial running.
Mm-hmm.
Emily.
She looks up and looks over at you. Big beaming smile comes across her face, and she runs over to you. And as she runs over to you, she goes to embrace you, and at the same time as she does, wrapping her arms around the fluff of your neck, the adults reach behind you and slow their pace as well, now visibly confused. Emily looks up. Hello, good morning, Maka. How are you?
Good morning, young Emily.
The adults. Oh my lord, by the 12 it can talk? Emily looks up and she goes, shh, don't tell. And then looks back at you. Hi.
Good morning. I have been wrapped up in something that I must answer to that will take me away from here for an indeterminate amount of time. Indeterminate.
What's that mean?
I do not know when I will be back.
Oh.
Indeterminate. That came out of my mouth. Anyway.
Learning big words.
I am.
Well, yeah, so you're gonna leave Dialt for a bit?
I am, yes, going to leave Dialt for a bit, and I was hoping that you would look after both your parents and the sweet lady human that has been taking care of me for the last year.
Well, yeah, of course. I'll look after Mom and Dad. That's not a problem. And Mrs. Yashram, I'll definitely look after her. After all, she's like a grandma, if to me. So she's family too, just like you.
You are very kind, brave, and dutiful child. I very grateful to you. Thank you.
She kind of blushes a bit. I'm just me. That's all. You're a good friend, and I appreciate you, Yamaka. So you be safe, and when you get back, you got to tell me all of the stories, okay?
Likewise, and you are very strong and take on a lot of responsibility. I know that you look after a lot of the other children, despite them not wanting to admit to it.
Yeah, they're a bunch
But
of
I do
knuckleheads.
sense in you a strength that I have sensed in you since we first met.
Well, I won't let you down.
I know that you won't. But I wanted to take a moment. Bless you, child.
Thank you.
I do want to take a moment to say goodbye for now, and it hopefully will only be temporary. I will see you again, and again, thank you for keeping after Amelia. As you know, she can be quite the cantankerous old lady.
Yeah, she can, but she means well. So, but I'll look after them. Thank you, Maka. And you come back safe one day, okay?
Of course I will. And until then, a goodbye, Emily, and goodbye, children. I say loud enough for the rest of them to hear.
Bye, 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 bye.
You don't understand how hard it is not to call you all pups.
Yeah, I guess I can understand that. But it's
Anyway.
okay. She reaches up and gives you a ruffling of your fur on top of your head, giving you some pets. When you go out there and you see the world and you come back and tell us stories, and you gotta do that and be a good boy, okay?
And Maka wags a little bit. That I will do. See you soon. I am not good with goodbyes ever, and Maka turns around and heads back.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, completely ignores the adults.
Yep, and the adults are just like dumbfounded, mouths agape, watching this, unable to really piece together what's going on, before looking to Emily after you're, pretty decent far away, but you still hear just in the distance, just, what in the... That dog can talk to you? That was a wolf, right? That's not a dog. Emily, what's going on? And she's just sitting there giggling the entire time before finally you're out of earshot.
The moment that I come back in the house, all right, I have seen to my errand, and we can leave whenever everyone is ready. I will help us guide the way through the forest, so if you would like to avoid the roads and take a more direct journey to this place, Afrit, we can do so easily.
Okay. So the party of 4 together once again. Sounds like the decision has been made to travel through the woods to save some time, yes?
Affirmative.
Yep.
Okay. Is there anything else you 4 would like to do here in Dialt before you set out on your journey?
I think so.
Well, I guess since we're going through the woods, we don't have to worry about a cart. Do we have the proper supplies?
Kobold opens up his bag and is just like, I think so. I got torches, rations, and water, and rope, and fishing tackle, and a lantern, and some oil for the lantern, and a gaming set. Oh, and I have plenty of soap.
And I suppose that we can supplement our rations with hunting or gathering. I suppose this will be fine.
Okay.
The last thing I would check is make sure your water skins are full as well before we set out.
Is there a river nearby?
We will be crossing a river before we leave.
If that's good enough water, we might be able to just grab some from there.
I should hope so. It is fed directly from the melts of the mountains. Amelia,
Yes, dear.
I do not know when I will return. Are you sure that you will be able to be by yourself until that time?
Dear, I was by myself before you came in. I can handle myself. I'm quite the cantankerous old woman, as some people would say. She gives you a little wink.
Maka looks away as if not hearing what he just heard. Well, either way, you said you were good on herbs and supplies for now.
That I am.
Are there
thanks
any
to you.
last things I may be able to retrieve for you before I make my way?
Oh no, I'm more than well stocked. You've seen to that. I'll be good for quite some time.
Okay. Thank you very much for sharing your den with me for the last year. And I look forward to returning soon.
I look forward to the day you do. Now, go on. Get a lot of you. You got stuff to do.
Okay, I will gather my things and head on out.
Okay. Sounds safe to assume that everyone is joining, yes?
Yep.
Yeah, just before we do the go, though, after everyone else is left, Kaiser sort of lingers behind and he'll place a hand on Amelia's shoulder. Thank you for your hospitality, Miss Amelia, and don't worry. We'll take as good a care of Maka as we can and make sure he gets back to you safe.
Oh, my pleasure, dear. It's been fantastic having you all here for the little bit of adventure and excitement that I don't normally get in my day-to-day. So, you make sure you take care of yourself and look after Maka. He's naive, but means well.
We will
And
certainly do our best.
that's all I can ask. Kaiser, give me a perception check.
Yeah, no, nothing. Because that was a nat 1 for a total of 7.
Yeah. Sweet lady, genuine smile.
Just do, if not us, at least Maka a favor. No more getting falsely arrested for witchcraft while we're gone, huh? And he sort of nudges her a little bit jokingly as he starts to make his way to the door.
She just lets out a chuckle and still smiling as you go. Okay.
Bless you.
So, the road is set before you all, and that road is through the woods. For a mechanical standpoint, you are going to be traveling for 3 days' time to get through these woods, and you're heading north toward a mountain pass for the overall idea of what's going to be going on there for you. Who is leading the charge?
I will.
Okay. Maka, since you are leading the charge, your ranger abilities kick in. Difficult terrain is not going to slow the group, which means that 3 days that I mentioned is what it is. You are not slowed down by the difficult terrain of traveling off of the roads. As well as other things, if something comes up, make sure you go ahead and remind me, but should be okay. And we are going to go ahead and start the journey moving out. I am going to ask all of you, who wants to be the first to roll a d20 for me?
I'll do it.
Okay. Then we'll start from you and move on down as we go. So Cobalt, give me a d20 for the first day of travel.
Oh, okay.
$20.
Well then.
I don't
Okay.
like that pause.
Good to know. Yep, good to know. Traveling on the road in that you build, like there is no road. There is just forested, it's lush, it's winding, but Maka's able to go ahead and guide you all through pretty solidly, and making good time. Nothing seems to come out and bother all of you. The first day of travel is uneventful. Now you have the chance to stop for the evening and rest. So it was a quick, uneventful first day of travel. You made a lot of good time, no issue there whatsoever. For the evening, how are you guys going to be setting up camp?
Probably, I imagine, similar to the last time that we set up a camp. Find us like a mini clearing or a little gap between the trees to kind of guard us on all sides. Somewhere with low enough branches that Dream can perch.
Mm-hmm.
Cobalt will collect some dry brush to make a small fire.
Okay. Easy enough, you're in a forest.
Yeah.
I will be right back after I secure some food. Would anyone like for me to grab them anything?
That's very kind of you, actually. I would appreciate it. Certainly not going to turn down on that generous offer.
Very well. Anyone else?
Whatever
Sure.
you can find that's small enough that we can cook for some meat would be appreciated.
Without another word, I take off into the darkness.
Darkness. Go ahead and make a survival check for tracking. You have advantage on this roll because of your natural explorer.
That's a 15.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. As you're tracking through, you come across a pretty fortuitous event there. A lone deer just grazing in the middle of the woods.
Okay. Going to try to get as close as I can before chasing after it.
Okay. Stealth.
Non-advantage, correct?
Stealthy moving when alone. You're alone. This is advantage.
Ooh, 19.
Okay. It does not see you. You get up within just straight up pouncing distance to it.
Okay, and I'm going in.
Make an attack. Just want to make sure you don't botch it, essentially.
Oops.
No, you're fine because you were stealthed.
Okay. 19.
Yep. No botch. It's a deer. Not a problem. You managed to bite into it, and we're not going to worry about damage. It's a deer. It's like 1 HP. So, you managed to take down the deer very quickly, very easily. You're still dealing damage anyway.
You never know. You never know.
It's like I said.
There's some lucky ass deer out there.
It's like 1 HP, and you're gigantic. You're fine. But you managed to take it down. Quickly, effortlessly, just biting into the back of the neck, and it just crunches underneath the massive power of your jaws. It
And
falls
I
limp.
will drag it back to camp.
Funnily
Bambi's
enough,
mom, no.
you're right. Funnily enough, you don't actually have to drag it. It is small enough that you are able to carry it.
Oh, it was a small deer then.
Small enough. Remember, you're a dire wolf. You're big.
I'm not giant though.
No, but it's just a deer. The legs might be dragging, but it's not like the whole body's dragging, so you're okay.
Okay, well, now the rest of you get to see Maka dragging a whole damn deer back into camp.
Mm-hmm.
Is this sufficient? Should I go hunting for more?
No, I think that'll be plenty fine, Maka. Thank you.
Very well.
Might even be able to save some for rations for later.
So yeah, who wants to go ahead and try to prepare the deer?
I love that we're going into like actual specifics of how to like actually do no other D&D campaign has done this so far, where it's like, by the way, we're going to actually make you roll to figure out how we're going to do this gross stuff.
Look, if somebody was proficient with chef's tools, it'd be a different story. If somebody was a proficient skinner, it'd be a different story. No one is. So I gotta get some rolls to see how many rations you're able to salvage off of.
No,
this
but
beast.
that's not even what I'm worried about. That's not even what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is like even in the most popular campaigns that we have right now, nobody's like, yeah, roll how you prepare this shit. Usually it's just, yeah, y'all stick it over a fire and you have it. Congratulations, you got extra rations. No, we're going into it, guys. We're going into this.
So, who wants to try their hand at preparing the deer?
Kaiser can give it a shot, I guess.
Okay. Yep, your proficiencies, you don't have, like I said, chef's tools or anything of that nature. You don't have a skinner's proficiency. So this is a dexterity roll, because it's very precise movement to skin a deer.
$19.
19, not bad. With a seemingly like precision that you did not expect, even out of yourself, you're able to get right underneath the layer of skin for the deer and remove the skin. You are now looking at a skinned deer. You are able to continue forward to remove the bits and pieces from the deer that are usable. And this is all stuff that you would have learned just in your early days back when you were growing up, kind of idea, as you would have. And you are able to easily secure out of this deer with that roll. Let's do... Okay, we're going to say 10 rations worth out of the deer.
Oh, wow.
With a 19 for preparing it, you have plenty there. You still have to cook it, and deers are big, so, and thanks to the double that Maka got as well, it essentially doubled from 5 to 10. Because Ranger. So yeah, you guys can spend your time cooking the meat up so that it holds and you don't need to worry about it spoiling nearly as quickly, but you've got 10 additional rations that you can use, and because it is the evening, you'll have to use one each.
The way I would divide it would be like 3 amongst us and hold on to the rest.
Makes sense.
Okay. Everyone's had a meal, the hunt was successful, and now I ask the question, do you wish to have a watch over the evening?
I feel that would be wise.
Okay. We'll split it into 2 watches like we did before. Which 2 of you are taking the first? Remember, this is perfect opportunity for conversation as well.
Ah, yes, the hashtag roleplay.
Hashtag roleplay.
Kaiser will volunteer to be one of the first watch.
I believe that I will go to sleep this evening after catching that. I could do with a little bit of extra shut-eye if you don't mind.
Cobalt will join you on the first watch.
Sounds prudent to me.
So, Maka, is that saying that you want to sleep through the night and leave the second to dream alone, or are you just going to go second watch?
Myself?
Uh-huh.
I am either doing second or third.
Just
Probably
two.
third.
I'm just splitting it into two.
Okay, then I will take second to watch.
Okay. So first watch is Kaiser and Cobalt. Second will be Dream and Maka. So yeah, the two more animalistic of our party lie down, get a little bit of shut-eye, and the other two, more draconic in nature, stay up and keep an eye out. For this watch, I'd like both of you to make a perception check, please. And
Okay.
do either of you have dark vision?
Yes.
I do not.
Okay. With dark vision, your straight roll. Without dark vision, disadvantage.
19.
10.
Okay. Go ahead and if there's anything you guys want to talk about, I'll just chime in when I need to.
After Kaiser finishes his small silent prayer to the moon, he looks over at Cobalt. Look, what I was telling you earlier about the biscuits with the tea, like, you really should give it one more try next time you get the chance. It really does taste better if you do it little bits at a time and don't dunk the whole biscuit.
Nope, it ruined it. Not doing that again.
Kaiser just sort of throws his hands up like, all right, I'm telling you, you're missing out though. And then he'll sort of sit down and settle in. So, you've mentioned a few times that you're on the hunt for relics from your temple, correct?
Yes.
Why did they choose to send you? Did they send more than you, or?
There was a couple of us sent out. I went to the west. One of us went north and one went south.
I was just curious because this sounds like it would have been a big job for just one person alone.
There wasn't a lot of us that are, shall I say, sufficient on surviving on our own. Many in the temple are, what is the word? What did he call them? He like stops and like thinks in himself, and he's like, right. We had a scholar there who called them bookworms.
Kaiser just sort of chuckles at that terminology, getting what he means.
And Cobalt then says that that means that they read a lot of books, that they didn't like dig in the book. Because I thought that.
So they were more adept at being studious instead of surviving.
Yes. A lot of the temple's writings are in old languages that not many people read anymore. So they have to rewrite it in different languages so people can read it. And that takes lots of time.
So, why you? Why did they go with you? I know you said that there weren't many, but was there a selection process? Did you volunteer?
Yes, I volunteered. It's the right thing to do.
Indeed it is. So, has life on the road been an experience for you? Have you enjoyed it compared to living at your temple?
He kind of like sits down and like actually like puts his hand on his chin like he's actually thinking about it. I guess it's been fun. It's been different. The world is very different than how the writings in the temple say it is. It's also a lot bigger than I thought it was.
There's unfortunately only so much that reading about and hearing about the world can teach you. It's a whole different beast to live out in it, to explore it. But it's a learning experience that not many others can compare to, in my opinion.
I do
We
miss
just-
my friends, but I think I'll see them again one day.
And when you do get to see them again, you can tell them about the trips and adventures that you did have and the new friends that you made along the way.
Out in the distance, Cobalt.
Hmm?
In the far distance, somewhere that absolutely sounds like it's miles away, you hear the faintest of a shout, a yell, a scream, something. But it's so far off in the distance that it's tough to make out what it is. And you can say comfortably that it is not an immediate threat.
He'll stand up immediately and sort of dart his head in that direction and whisper to his companion that, did you hear that?
Alarmed by Cobalt's sudden jerky movements, Kazra will reach for his mace. No, I didn't hear anything. There's something going on.
It sounded like a scream, but it's far away.
The night remains silent and still, moving forward.
About how far away did it sound? Really far, or?
A good distance to walk away.
Then, unfortunately, it's probably nothing that we can do anything about. But keep an ear out just in case it happens again or it happens closer.
Okay. Anything else you guys want to talk about before your watch will end?
Actually, Cobalt's going to ask him, what kind of temple did you study at?
We refer to what you call a temple where I'm from as a church dedicated to, similar to your temple, mine's a church to Kamada. We have people that preach her good word, that go out and travel and help people by giving them medicines, treating wounds. We have adventurers and others coming in seeking guidance and wisdom from the elders of the church, or just that come there to pray for good fortune or good health. It's a very tight community.
So you have people that just come and go all the time in your church.
Pretty much. The doors are always open for any and all that come seeking our help or come in as guidance.
We were up on a mountain, so we didn't get a lot of visitors. And when we did, they were always just more seeking knowledge of nature. But now, I don't know if the doors will always be open like that.
Well, I'll keep it in my prayers then that the doors to your temple never close, because any seeking guidance, whether it's from Kamada or Rendesh, should always have a place they can go to.
Okay. We'll go ahead and say that your watch ends. You do not hear the sound again, despite keeping an ear out for it. And the second watch can begin. You'll stir...
Cobalt will
Go ahead.
point out like the direction and let the others know that he did hear a scream well off in the distance and point in a general direction, but nothing happened.
Okay. Waking Dream and Maka. Your turn.
So,
Yes.
how many places have you been before, before Amelius?
I was one. If you are mentioning human-based establishments. But I don't know its name. I know that I was kept there for a matter of years, and then managed to get freed. I know that Afrid is actually not too far from that place.
Freed. So you were kept there against your will?
Yes. The short of it is, there are humans that make coin off of capturing beasts, I suppose. I don't know the full extent of human trade in that matter. But I do know that when I awoke, I was kept in a den. Only one hole in the top I could not reach, with two other wolves like myself. Well, they had already grown in size. It took some time for me to become like them.
I see. I apologize if I bring up a rough subject.
'Tis not rough, just something I don't normally mention.
Hmm.
I am not afraid to talk about it. It's just The past is in the past, and the things that have happened to us are not something that we dwell over.
In that, I think we can agree.
But what about you? Are you... Have you gone to many places?
Oh, many places. There's something I suppose I'm looking for. It's kind of hard to describe. But I go wherever the wind takes me. Wherever the path seems to deign I travel. And right now it's to the north.
I do not understand. If you wander, but also have a destination in mind, how does that work?
Simple. I don't know where the destination is. Well, maybe it's
You
not that simple.
perplex me. Just as much as I can't help but wonder, you obviously, like the other ones here, like myself, are not normal, but, well, not like the furless humans that we are used to more frequently encountering. Did you come from somewhere not of these mountains or forests?
Yes. Originally I came from, well, originally I came from, or came from the Boreal Forest. Or at least that's what our clan called it. And from there or after our parents passed, we ended up moving with some relatives who were servants to this very nice rich couple.
Yes, I understand the pain of passing, well, the passing of those close to you.
Hmm.
But if you had those who were looking out for you, why did you leave? Is it because of this wandering that you prefer to do?
Yes, it's within the nature of the clan. Everyone, once they've reached a certain age, gets the urge to explore, to travel, to find themselves. To find something.
I have avoided being direct thus far, but since we are traveling together and I have been encouraged to continue to trust you, you resemble the lynxes that I often find here in the mountains, the wild ones, the ones that walk on fours like I do. What brought you upon two legs, if I may be so bold as to ask?
I don't know. I've always been on two legs. My clan is probably one of the older realized, and as a result, I think we've adapted to walking as the humans do.
Realized.
That's
Is
what they
this
call
another
us.
subsect of human?
And that's what they call us. Those who bear more resemblance to animal than man, but can still think and talk like them.
So does that mean that I myself am also a realized?
I believe so.
I'll jump in. For the most part, no. You might think so. That's up to you. But realized are more like the classification of being bipedal rather than quadrupedal in those kinds of senses. Having opposable thumbs and things of that nature. A lot more anthropomorphic in nature is where the realized definition ends up kind of meeting.
Okay. Then my answer would change to I would argue as such.
Realized. I just considered myself a wolf. Nothing more. I knew what I was when I first awoke, but everything else I still learn day by day. Tell me, is it normal for the human mind to have more deep thoughts about one's existence and why one even happens upon this ground?
Oh, yes. Even more so than in cats, it seems that the humans are a very curious lot. They want to know why this, why that. They can't just seem to let things be.
I've asked Amelia the same question, but she gave me much the same answer, but not direct. It seems nobody has a direct answer, but we all, with these minds, continue to ponder ourselves and the world around us very deeply. It keeps me awake at night, often.
It can be troubling. Realizing that you're only one small part of a larger whole, and realizing that you have to participate in that larger whole.
Far larger than simple wolf packs, for sure. You only have to worry about 3, 10, even 20 of you. It's still smaller than everything else, it seems.
I imagine it would be much simpler life that. Envious, if you ask me.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder if being awakened as I am has become as much a curse as it is a blessing. I do like the ability to think, but I realize that I often think too much.
Then you might have more relation to the humans than you think.
Can I get a perception check from the both of you, please? Maka, this is going to be an advantage because hearing. Dream, do you have dark vision?
Yes.
You get advantage as well.
Huzzah. Woohoo!
Okay. So I see
Cat beat the dog on this one.
Yep.
What the dog doing?
What the dog doing? Okay. As you converse and you're talking with each other, for the most part, the woods stay still. You hear, as the night goes on, the normal sounds that you would expect of nocturnal wildlife out and about and around. There's a fox cry that you hear off in the distance and think for a second, maybe that's what Cobalt heard, but maybe not, you're not sure. What catches you, Dream, that surprises you is things start to go eerily quiet. Even the nocturnal wildlife seems to grow quiet as your watch drags on. You both hear it. I'm just giving Dream the info because 20 beat a 19.
Very strange. Normally the birds are a lot more vocal at this time of morning.
Even the insects have silenced themselves?
I'm getting an eerie feeling that something is not quite right.
Maybe it was the sound that the others heard last night.
Yes,
Or
but
whatever the source was.
for all of nature, for all of the woods to simply be hushed, to quiet over it, does not bode well.
Might be wise for us to do the same.
Should we wake the others?
As you ask that question, Dream, you see bursting through the bush, heading towards you and your camp, a small creature. And I say small, small by humanoid standards. You are able to pick up on some of the details very quickly off of this character. What appears to be a goblin, mostly. Tattered clothing all across their body. In general, it looks mostly like a goblin, as I said. There are things that are off about it. There are spikes protruding all out from his skin in different areas. His eyes, where normally there would be whites of the eyes, are completely blackened over. On the back, just barely able to glimpse, you're able to see small bat-like wings, but they're far too small to actually be able to lift even a small creature like this. And completely abnormal for a goblin, this one has a tail, short, with a spade tip at the end of it. It stops after jumping out of the brush and looks over in your direction. Can I have an insight check from both of you?
Oh, I still have advantage on. Sorry.
It's okay. I'll take the first one of the two halves.
Damn it.
Do I get advantage on this, or is this a normal insight?
Normal insight. This is people insight. Well...
Yeah, no, because yeah, I know it's okay.
Okay.
There we go, 21.
Okay. I'm glad that you got that, because it's not something that you actually see, because the body is disfigured. It's spikes in all weird places. It's tough to make out on a visual, but you smell it. The smell of fear.
Baka immediately says, "What is that thing?"
Its eyes go wide, best it can, and it doesn't quite know what to do. It looks like it wants to dart.
I simply stare at it, unmoving, unflinching. Pause, however, my legs are parted in such a way that will allow me to move at a moment's notice.
Mm-hmm. Dream, what are you up to?
Is it me? Or does it resemble one of the manufactured demons?
I do not know what a manufactured demon is.
The thing that we fought when we first met in the basement was an elf before it became that demon thing. This one almost looks like it was a goblin at one point. Why hasn't it attacked?
I feel it pertinent that you say something pertinent.
It begins to slowly try to creep away. It's trying to be stealthy. It's not successful.
Is it leaving?
I smell great amounts of fear.
Fear? Wait.
Are you calling out after it?
Yes.
It panics. Ah! No! Stay away from this one! And starts to try to dart back into the woods.
Should I chase?
Hold person?
Okay. You do still have vision, so that is a wisdom save.
Affirmative.
What's your DC?
13.
With a 10, it fails. It is now held and frozen, considered paralyzed in place.
Be still. We won't hurt you.
It can't move, but you see its eyes darting left and right. It can still do the eye thing, but it's panicking.
The fear has increased.
It is being held in place. I get it. We should probably wake the others, though. I'll try talking to him in the meantime, if you don't mind.
I understand, and I will go nudge the other two.
Maka, what's going on?
We have a visitor in camp.
Okay.
I will...
Cobalt.
Yeah.
Wake up.
Cobalt's up.
We
So-
have a visitor in camp. Currently, Dream is holding it still.
So, good visitor or bad visitor?
I do not know, but it does not seem... Well, Dream called it manufactured.
Like ill when we fought him?
Yes, he actually used that exactly as the example. Come.
I'll go.
Meanwhile,
Mhm.
I'm trying to approach the goblin slowly. I apologize. I promise I will not hurt you. I just wanted to make sure you were okay. I will release the spell if you don't run. If you promise me you don't run. Are we clear?
His eyes are darting back left and right, and being paralyzed, he can only utter out maybe a word or two. Can't really get full sentences. And the words that he manages to push Stay away. Dangerous.
Okay. I will keep my distance. I just want to talk.
You see his eyes begin to roll back into his head. Before your spell, which only lasts for a minute, ends on its own. And this creature's body falls limp to the ground.
Looks down at the body, looks
Mhm.
over the group, looks down at the body, looks over the group. I think he needs help. They need help. I didn't get that far.
The
Oh,
other
what
three
the
come
fuck did
over to it now, so...
I was about to say, taking all this in, the first Kaiser will lean down. First thing will be check for a pulse.
Okay, give me a medicine check.
$12.
12. It takes you a second because of all the different spikes all covering his body and protruding, but you are able to find a comfortable angle to get a pulse, and he's got one. You're also able to tell at a glance, especially with how he fell, that this is a male. Tattered clothing doesn't leave too much to the imagination in the compromising position.
You said you would talk to him. Did he say anything?
Mostly just stay back. Dangerous. I think I kind of got the feeling that they were afraid of themselves.
Of themselves? What? And I'll go over and I will begin to investigate the corpse first by sniffing it.
Not a corpse, he's still alive.
Oh, still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, the good
Okay,
news
well, I
is
will
you
investigate
didn't
it
kill him.
anyway.
Yep.
I'm doing.
What are you investigating for? What are you trying to get out of it? I think I hear you talking in the other room, but you didn't come through Discord.
I apologize. I'm doing a general investigation. I'm smelling for abnormalities. I'm smelling for just odd, things to take in the scent. Things like that.
Okay. A similar smell is readily apparent. It has not as strong of an odor as Gil did after his transformation, but it still has that same kind of lingering odor. A little bit of sulfur, but not overpowering. It's there, it's present, but not as bad as Gil.
Yes, it's quite the same as Gil was from the basement. Has those notes of rotten egg in smell. And I will begin to sniff the ground in effort to begin tracking where this being came from.
Okay. Give me a survival check. This is favored terrain, advantage. .
Natural 20, 24.
Natural
Nice.
20. Okay. As clear as day, even though the sun is not quite up, you're able to pick up on its direction that it came from, and you are confidently holding it in your mind.
Do you want me to track this back to its source, wherever this one came from?
Well, we need to check it out, but we can't just leave him laying here to die either. And with that, Kaiser takes a moment to look, and then he'll put his hand on his forehead, and soft silver light emerges and envelops the body as I put cure wounds on him.
Okay.
Oh god, how do you do this on here again? So that's 7, 8, 9, 10 plus 14 total hit points held back to it.
Okay. The tension and exhaustion that you could see even in his passed out state seems to be relaxed quite significantly. Still remains unconscious. I can say as well, with that earlier medicine check of 12, you found his pulse. You also were able to gather that he fainted. So it might take him a little bit of time to wake up from that.
Well, we need to investigate this, but like I said, we can't leave him here either, so...
I will go alone.
No.
If you hear me howl, then try to follow the sound of my, well, howl.
I could keep up with you. I'll go with you.
I was about to say, let's send Kobold with you as well to strengthen numbers. I feel safer having him with you.
Yes, but I have more stealth when I am alone. I can travel without being heard or seen just as easily without someone.
But what if you run into more things?
I simply turn around and come back. Out of character, the music seems to be having an issue again.
Is it?
Yeah.
Still coming through for me? Okay.
It sounds like it's skipping for me.
I'll reload the stream for you guys in Discord. Hopefully that fixes it for you guys.
I will warn you once again to keep pace if you choose to come with me.
I could keep pace.
He does have a point, though. Kobold, how good are you at sneaking around?
Most people overlook a cobalt. I can be sneaky when I need to. I used to sneak snacks from the chef all the time.
All right. I get that you feel you'd be able to better handle it alone, but I would feel safer having two of you out there than just one. So yeah, Cobalt, go with him. Just be careful, you two. The first sign of any immediate danger, you come back.
Very well. And I will begin following the scent, the trail that was left behind by this thing.
Okay.
And I'll follow Maka.
With that natural 20 on survival, you are able to follow that trail without issue. You go for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20.
Am I hearing any animals? Am I hearing any... Are the animals still silent around?
At this point, the animals are not silent anymore. No.
I'm still following the trail, right?
Yes.
Just... I'll keep following it until it either leads me to something or until it ends. Until I can't track it anymore.
You'll be at this for a while then. What's the length of time?
You cut out.
What's the length of time?
Running and sprinting doesn't mean anything to me. I can run for hours. And my sense of direction is not that bad.
Okay.
In other words, I think the best thing to say is I will lose track of time doing my job.
Cobalt's just following. He doesn't know what else to do at the moment, so he's going to keep running too.
How long until maybe Cobalt would say something then?
Probably when the sun starts coming up.
Sure enough, the sun comes up after about 2 hours of you traveling out. Still following the trail. It is growing fainter. With a natural 20, you're still able to pick it up, but it's faint.
I have a question.
Sure.
The direction that they left, was that the direction that they described the sound coming from the night prior?
Yes. And in fact is heading still north.
Maybe we should have left with them.
They've been gone a long time. We probably should have.
Mm. We also didn't suggest how long they should take before they come back. We really need to work on this whole group thing.
Yeah, we probably should. Communication probably needs to be the first order of business on that front. So, I mean, they've been gone for so long, like, do we go out looking for them? Should we stay put and hope they come back, or...
The idea was that they would come back, unfortunately, and I don't want to not be here. Unless there was a way that we could mark notation. Also, there's the question of what to do with him.
Well, if he doesn't come too soon, worst comes to worst, I can just carry him, I suppose.
Looking over at him. Plain as day. He's sleeping. Snoring like a log. Sawing logs. You know what I'm saying. He's snoring.
Yeah. While they were having that while that conversation happened, Geyser got an idea hearing this morning. He walks over and starts to just poke and push the thing. Hey, wake up!
So tired.
We get that. You can go back to sleep soon. We have some questions to ask you first.
Just five more minutes. No, wait. Ah! Ah! It jumps up, freaking out, realizing what's going on, and then just kind of curls up in a ball. Stay back! Stay back! Don't. I don't want to hurt. No, don't touch. No.
Kaiser slowly reaches his hand out and just gently puts it on. Don't worry, we're not going to hurt you. You're not going to hurt us. Just relax.
You said
breathe.
You touched him?
Yeah.
Instinctually, he tries to jump back from you, and as he does, one of the spines that has been protruding from his body launches itself out in your direction. You are quick enough to avoid it, and it goes careening into a tree. This goblinoid creature curls up in a ball again and just starts rocking back and forth. Sorry, no, don't, dangerous, no touch, please.
That was unexpected.
Very. Kaiser will just sort of sit down across from him then, threateningly. It's like I said, it's all right. We're not going to hurt you. But can you tell us what happened to you?
I need you to make a persuasion check at disadvantage.
If I remember my stats right, I'll disadvantage won't help make a difference.
Yeah, he's a bit panicked, doesn't know you. Disadvantage seems to be appropriate.
Yeah, persuasion's at -1 as it is.
Wait.
Yeah, nope, 3.
He's lost in his thoughts. He is unfortunately just rocking back and forth, repeating to himself, pain. No.
Dream, maybe you want to take a shot, see if you can do anything to get him to talk?
I might be able to figure something out.
Okay.
And Dream will go ahead and take one of his rations.
Mm-hmm.
Set it onto his water skin.
Mm-hmm.
And then use a stick to push the water skin towards the goblin. And just kind of sit across.
Okay.
I bet you're hungry. Why don't you grab something to eat, drink some water, and take a couple breaths. And then we can go on from there.
Give me a straight persuasion roll. That food offer is taking away the disadvantage. Nice. Total of 21. He stops rocking for a minute, looks down at the food, then up at you, kind of like reaffirming that it's okay in his eyes. Before slowly reaching out to pick it up, and he just digs into it hungrily, ravenously eating this food. Just going to town like this is the first thing he's seen to eat in gods know how long.
You're not yourself when you're hungry.
Grab a Snickers.
Not sponsored by Snickers. Snickers, you would like to sponsor us, please reach out.
Hashtag not sponsored. Hashtag but could be. Hashtag get in contact with me. So the goblin eats and then takes a drink, squirting out from your water skin, trying to take whatever he can there. And then he sits and looks a bit more at ease, looks kind of a little bit more relaxed and trusting at this point. Still trying to keep his distance, but you haven't moved closer to him during this eating, I assume, so...
Nope, I'm letting him keep his bubble.
Mm-hmm. So now he looks over at you, Dream, and he just, he gives a little nod and says, "Thank you."
You're most welcome. I'm happy that I could help. You seemed quite hungry.
Yes, very, very hungry. No food for days.
Well, here, if you push me the water skin again, I can give you another ration.
Oh, okay. He pushes it back towards you and kind of sits now, legs crossed, a lot less curled up and a lot less defensive.
I set a ration back on the water skin and used my stick to push it back towards him.
He goes at it again, just as hungrily, just as ravenously digging into this food. You can see with this much food now, his stomach is noticeably distended now. He is properly full.
I bet you feel a lot better now, don't you?
Oh, much better. Thank you. Strange one. Thank you.
You may call me Dream.
Dream.
Hmm.
Thanks. Many thanks, Dream. No hurt me?
Perish the thought. I never once had the inclination to do so. I'm sorry if I scared you earlier.
Been running for day almost 2. Cold and hungry before even starting to run. Had to leave, had to get away.
I bet.
Was scared that he found me again. But you keep food. You're not like them.
I should hope not. Even though I don't know of whom you speak. I would hate myself if I were to put anyone into the same state that you were in. I was concerned for you.
Concern. Not something I've experienced in some time for myself. Spent so much time
May I ask your name?
No name.
Okay.
Give me a history check. Both
Oh, bollocks.
Both of you can give me a history check, Kaiser and Dream.
Oh shit, I accidentally rolled that.
It's alright, we take the first one instead of the advantage. So that is a 22.
That was actually at disadvantage, but...
No,
still.
I take away the second dice if it was just supposed to be straight, so I give you the natural 20. That
Yay!
is the first number that came up on that list on the side, so yeah, you get that natural 20.
Finally
Kaiser.
a good roll for me tonight.
There you go. Kaiser, you know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, goblin culture, until they ended up creating a society for themselves on the continent of Rindesh, and built Mistport and everything that exists on that jungle continent, goblins were mostly a nomadic kind of peoples. So much so that they never bothered to put down roots or even establish names as a thing. Names were given and or taken by goblins when they felt that they had a sense of power. Giving a goblin a name gives them a sense of power. But otherwise, they're just a grunt and are considered unworthy of a name. So him saying no name could very well be implying that he just doesn't have one.
It makes sense he might not have a name, honestly. He may not have just ever been given one to have.
Oh. And here I thought he was just wanting to protect himself.
He shakes his head. Skilled one is right. No have name.
What do you think? We could give him a name. It would be insensitive to have nothing to refer to him as.
It sounds like that's within their culture. I'm not opposed to giving him a name.
His eyes go wide, kind of like anticipating, not sure exactly how to feel yet.
Do you know what kind of names goblins have?
He thinks for a second, then shakes his head no.
I'm trying to think, and this would come down to a question for you, DM.
Mm-hmm.
In his times that he would travel, or even at the church, would Kaiser have ever come across any other goblins that did have names?
Yeah.
To form a basis?
Yeah. The basis that you would have run into, most of those goblins would have been business-oriented. Selling wares or trying to purchase things on the cheap to turn around for profit in some other kind of way. Others still were just adventurers that wanted to go out and do something in the world, be it for themselves or for someone else. Their names, to the best of your memory, were varied completely. It really just seemed like whatever name they could get, they took. Didn't seem to be much of a rhyme or reason to it. So, Maka and Cobalt. You've been traveling on for probably better part of 2 hours, a little bit over. The trail is still there, but is quickly fading. What do you do?
How much closer to the town do you think we're getting?
I am not sure. I've just been following the trail of the little one that we encountered back in camp. Unfortunately, it's beginning to get a little bit harder to ascertain it, where it's coming from. It came from quite a bit of distance.
I hate to say it, but I think maybe we should go back to the others. We've been gone for a very long time.
Have we?
The sun is up.
So you are correct. Okay, well. I had my nose to the ground the entire time. Lost track. Very well. Yes, I think you are right. And the further away we are, the harder it will be for them to catch up to us in case we do find more than what we bargained for.
Well, on the way back, I think I'm going to scribe some of these trees to follow back, so this way we get back in the same spot in case something happens to the trail.
Sure. That's easily done. And because you know what you're looking for, it's pretty spot on. I don't think there's much issue there. Okay.
Really, all he's got to do is sort of just scratch the tree while running past it.
Mm-hmm. So, Maka and Cobalt head back towards the group. Kaiser and Dream, the two of you engage in conversation and do whatever you see fit when it comes to this goblin while you wait. Is there a point where you decide to stop waiting and go forward, or are you just going to wait just in case?
I'm inclined to... Sorry.
I was just going to say, I think we're inclined to just continue waiting for now.
Okay.
Also, if it helps, keep in mind that tracking takes longer than just full out running. So if we're just full out running back, that 2 hours could probably be lessened on the way back.
Most definitely. It would end up probably having the time because you'll be able to just kind of sprint. Won't need to worry about it. Okay. So with that, we are going to go ahead and take our break. This will give you guys a couple minutes to go ahead, get up, stretch your legs, get something to drink, hydrate, and we will take a normal 10-minute break. So, all of you out there watching and joining us, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just 10 minutes, and we'll see what these 2 or 4 come up with for a name, because it seems like that's happening. So, we'll see you in just a couple minutes. Be right back. And there we are. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for the break. I hope you guys had a good break as well. Thanks for sticking it out with us. Let's jump right back into all of the fun and all of the action. Before the break, Maka and Cobalt are returning back to their other companions because the trail that they had been following started to go cold just out of sheer distance. And the distance definitely continues on for some time, as Dream and Kaiser became aware, because their new unnamed as of current friend mentioned that he had been traveling for at least a day and a half. So, we will say everyone makes it back to the campsite, and everyone is still there and in one piece. The story is yours to tell.
Oh, good. The two of you have made it back. We were beginning to wonder if we should take the risk of coming out to look for you.
Apologies. The trail runs far north. The entire time we were gone, and except for this time we came back, we stayed on the trail and it kept going. Luckily, I believe it continues the way that we are supposed to be going anyway.
Syzygy? No, that's a little too long. A game sounds good, but
Oh,
Lucrezio's probably a little too fancy.
What are you doing?
we're
Oh.
trying to name our companion here.
Oh, yes. This is the gentleman that that started you on your or which started you on your path. Make sure to keep your distance. He likes his personal space.
And with that, Kaiser will point to the tree where the spike shot at him earlier to show Cobalt and Maka.
Sure enough, that spike is still stuck in the side of the tree, pierced through the bark and suspended.
Did he try to attack you?
Not really. We kind of freaked him out. Self-defense.
Pretty sure it was an accident.
So, it is a humanoid porcupine.
Essentially. That being said, when we leave here, I advise that we take that spike out. We don't want them, or we don't want to give anyone the means of tracking.
Yes, can't let them find me again. No, not after. Free. Tastes good freedom. Don't want them to get me again.
Who is them?
Them evil people. Group of men, women in furs and two fancy clothing. One a robe, the other a coat.
Did one of them have white hair and red eyes?
You see his eyes go wide as you ask him that question. How? You know? How do you know? Are you with them? Are you? And he starts to begin to panic a little bit. And
No. We're looking for him though. We want to stop him.
Oh, you stop
He made
him.
us mad.
Oh. He made me mad too. Evil person did this to me. It starts pointing at his body and just gesturing to himself.
So he was the one that did this to you then?
Yes. Terrible things.
I'm gonna sort of just whisper to.
You okay?
Yeah, my beverage is just trying to kill me.
Oh, Lord.
I'm gonna sort of just whisper to Kaiser. Maybe we shouldn't take him with us. I don't think he'd want to go back.
Perhaps not, but we can't just leave him here in the middle of the forest either. So we should probably take him with us, at least to an extent, to get him out of here, somewhere safer.
Looks to me as if he has his own method of protection.
Is it safer to take him back to that guy?
No, I don't want to take him back to Corin. That would be a terrible idea.
So, he made you all mad too?
Very, very mad.
What are you to do? Going to do?
We don't know yet. We haven't thought that far, but he is going to answer for his crimes at the very least.
We just want to make sure that he doesn't do what he did to you to anyone else ever again.
Yes, terrible, terrible things. Want to break his legs. You could see him kind of like getting a little heated at that thought.
Not decided, but that could become a very real possibility, yes.
Kobold actually cracks his knuckles. It's like, I think his fate should just be up to Rindesh. And by the fury of a dragon, he should be sent there.
Oh. You know a dragon? Dragon would devour him whole. Would bring me great joy.
The kobold sort of stands, puts his hands on his hip, and sort of like puffs out his chest and goes, "One day I will become a dragon."
But not dragon now?
Not yet.
Oh. This one wants to kill evil man for what he did. Fill him with holes like tree. Sorry, tree.
Speaking of our new little friend here, me and Dream were discussing that we should probably give him a name. If you two have any suggestions yourselves.
I have never given a name. I've only ever had one given to me.
I know Dream earlier you were going through a list. Did any ever cross your mind that stuck out?
It honestly depends. Each one has their own meaning. Syzygy is the point between lunar eclipses, or the measurement of time between lunar eclipses. Agim means dawn, and it was the time that, or it was around that time that we met him.
Cobalt speaks up, sort of like waves his hand, say, I don't have any ideas, but Master always said naming someone means you take responsibility for them.
You've definitely put a lot more thoughts into your name's Dream than what I did. I only managed to come up with Lloyd because he looks like a Lloyd to me.
You can see this goblin part, like, how to describe him? Not a full goblin anymore, but still there. You can see him sitting with anticipation, eyes wide, like he's looking at, well, the most powerful people he's ever seen. And here they are trying to offer him power of his own. He is in complete awe of all of you.
That last name you suggested, Dream, what was it again? The one that meant dawn?
Agim?
Again. That one has some merit. Like you said, we met him at dawn, and all things considered, it's the dawn of a new life for him, too.
Yes, I think I like that.
So, again, then? Anyone else against that? And Kaiser looks between Dream, Maka, and Cobalt as he asks that. See if they have any protests.
Well, what did you say the name meant?
Agim means dawn.
I suppose that could do, although the names that we were given, myself and the others, were those the traits we possessed. For instance, my name, Makapitu, means one with big teeth. This one is covered in thorns. Would there be a name that would symbolize such a trait?
I'm sure that there is, but is that a trait that he wants to exemplify? I suppose that is a question for him.
Cobalt was named for a stone, much like everyone else in his clutch.
In my clan, we've always chosen our own names, something that helps describe us.
So, you guys don't have to decide on a name for now, if you aren't 100% sure. You can continue your journey if you would like to. As you were made aware, your new companion, for the time being, seems eager to exact some form of revenge. And is hopeful at the prospect of receiving a name, which, as we mentioned before the break, a name for a goblin is power.
Well, so again, I'm definitely a fan of, but taking Maka's suggestion as well, how about as an alternative, Nettle?
That's not a bad one.
It's perhaps the better one than the one that I was conjuring up in my mind.
We could also combine the two. Netagin. Thorn of the Dawn.
Nethagin. Yes, that would combine the two.
But is it good is the question.
You can see the goblin pretty overall excited, kind of mouthing it to himself quietly.
So Nettlegeen then? It rolls off the tongue well enough.
The name that I had was Shamir, but no, Netagin seems good. It has a way of also coming forward as not as tall, such as this one.
And I like the reasoning behind what Cobalt said. Could mean, what was it that you said, Cobalt?
Giving a name means you take responsibility for those that you've named,
No.
or that I was named Cobalt because of a stone, as was all in my clutch.
Nettlegeen. I'm fine with that.
After all, you could go as Nettle for short.
I think I like it.
What about you? Do you like it, Cobalt?
I think it all matters if he likes it.
With that casual look at our little friend. Do you like the sound of that, Nettlegeen?
Asking him in that way solidifies it for him. Yes, I am Nettlegeen. A name has been given. Thank you. Thank you. You could see him start to tear up. And momentarily try to go for a hug, but then stops himself because he realizes, oh, that's not a good idea.
Cobalt would try to hug him back when he goes for it.
Okay. He does try to stop himself. You know what? Let me just see what happens. Yeah. Does a 20 break your AC?
Yes.
Okay. It's just gonna... You take 1 piercing damage just from the
Quick
poking.
question: is it a projectile?
No, this is still part of him. This is just the spikes like pressing into your body. It doesn't pierce. It's just 1 point of damage.
Like getting poked by a thorn.
Uh-huh.
I was hoping it was projectile because I could have negated that.
Right. Things. Oh, sorry. Nettlegeen still getting used to pokey bits.
Yeah, you definitely got a lot of pokey bits there.
Yes. Sorry.
And Cobalt is gonna sort of, I guess maybe like he got caught like on the hand or something. He's just gonna sort of just lick his hand and just act like nothing happened.
But you all want to find bad white-haired man, yes?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
We do.
Nettlegeen wants to see him suffer for what he did to us.
How many others did he do stuff to that you saw?
He stops for a moment, begins to count on his fingers, and then holds up his hands, and the number of fingers that he's holding up are 9. This many plus Nettlegeen.
So 10 in total
10
then.
in total. Were they just like you, Nettle?
Most goblin, yes. 2 not. 1 pointy-eared. The other short, hairy on the face.
Nettlegeen,
Yes.
we are planning on heading back to the north.
Yes, I came from north, yes.
Keep in mind, then, that you will be returning back to where you came from.
You all come with, yes, with Nettlegeen, yes?
We are heading in that direction anyway. I am simply speaking to warn you that we will be heading into danger if that is where you came from.
If you don't want to, you don't have to.
Nettlegeen has a name. Nettlegeen is strong, important now. And not alone. He looks at the 4 of you.
Not alone.
I go with... Can show you where it came from.
Thank you.
Get revenge on evil white-haired man.
Then if no one else objects, I think we're all in accord.
Good. Come, follow. We go and show you the way. Okay. So your newfound goblin compatriot, Nettlegeen, gives you a moment to pack up for the shelter that you set up, and then begins to lead you to the north. For this second day of travel, I would like Kaiser to roll a d20 for me. We're just going to go down the list.
Roll another 20. Roll another 20. Roll another 20. Aww.
6.
6.
But I wanted another goblin.
We will raise a mighty army.
All right. 6. The day continues on, relatively uneventful, as noon begins to set and the sun is high in the sky. You notice that the surroundings around you, as you continue north and get closer to the mountains, grow colder. It starts to form precipitation in the air. Begins to snow. Seems to be coming down at a decent rate. This does not impact your travel just yet. But you are able to continue on for as long as you feel safe to. Following Nalgin's lead, as the day continues on until the sun begins to set and shelter starts to become a concern. What would you like to do?
Well, I was raised in these cold temperatures. But Cobalt, Kaiser, how are you feeling?
I was also raised in these cold temperatures. They do not affect me.
And you look like you have thick enough fur. I wasn't too terribly concerned.
It's a little bit chilly, but nothing too bad that I've not been through before.
It's okay. I lived on top of a mountain.
I suppose that's fair. Nettlegame, are you getting cold?
You can see he's shivering, but tries to give a thumbs up.
Well, it seems like everyone's okay. Even still, the snow is starting to get a little high. We should probably stop for the night.
I will say this as well. Mechanically speaking, do any of you have resistance to cold?
Nope.
No.
Okay.
No.
Just to clarify then, you'll all know that staying out in the snow, not a great idea. Finding some sort of shelter to at least protect yourselves from the snow itself, you'll probably make it through the night in that regard. But being out in the snow itself might have some repercussions.
Right. How long can I wonder how long I can keep that spell up. I'm looking up something real quick.
Sure. What spell?
Entangle. I'm trying to get creative with it.
Oh.
Okay. Never mind. I thought that I could make it last longer, but it looks like I can only make it last for a minute at the longest. I was going to try and use Entangle within the trees to give us a little bit of a roof while we worked, at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
But 1 minute's not going to give us hardly anything.
Yeah. It's unfortunately not like plant growth, which would actually grow something and then keep it there.
Right. Okay. Well, I would like to go ahead and roll survival then to see if I can't at least use whatever's around us to make a lean-to that we can hide under. Then if we set a fire, it should melt the snow around us and help keep us warm.
Sure. Go ahead and roll a survival check. See if there's anything you can find that'll either help build or serve as shelter.
Ooh, that's not bad.
19 total. Nice. Traipsing through the woods and taking a look around, you don't see anything that's fallen that would be easy to lift and get used to, like, moving around without strength that none of you realistically have. But as you're looking and trying to find it, you do see the opening to a cave off in one of the now beginnings of the mountain range.
I return and tell the group.
Okay.
So, heading to the mountains.
Okay.
I should probably be in front since I'm leading everyone to it.
But we at least have you all there now, so.
Do we have Nettlegame with us, or do we not have a token
Yes.
for him?
I just didn't have a goblin token, because I honestly didn't expect it to happen. Let me get a generic in here. We are going to use him for now. He's a little spiky.
That works.
We named him. He evolved quickly.
You're right.
That's the power of names.
Okay. So you found a cave. This should serve as shelter for you, without a doubt.
There it is. Or, there it is. Once we get a fire going, it should make a nice and cozy shelter for us. Barring anything else, gets that same idea, of course.
Warm shelter, yes. And Nettlegeen will go ahead and just kind of start running up.
Did you check to see if it was anything in there or no?
Nope. I just saw it and thought that I would tell you.
Nettlegeen, wait.
Netogene,
Yes?
please let's ensure that this is not an occupied cave.
Oh,
Bears do love to have their torpor at this time.
that... Yes. Sorry, I got excited.
I will, I guess, stick my nose in there and
Yeah.
just sort of sniff to see if I get any familiar smells.
Sure. Perception. Advantage.
Avoided the natural one.
Yes, you did.
16.
You are relatively confident that anything that did call this cave its home is not here, at least at the moment.
I am picking up trace amounts of something, but I can't guarantee that whatever was in there is not going to come back.
Does it look like anything's been here recently?
Make an investigation check for me.
Straight roll. Huh! Okay, 19.
19. Based on what you can gather, there are some bones left over from different animals and whatnot, and they are picked clean. But they are also marked with little pock marks of insect bites and whatnot getting into the bones itself. These bones have been here for some time, and these are, as far as you can gather, the freshest thing that seems to be here. Easily left out in this kind of a condition couple weeks since anything has interacted with them outside of standard insects and whatnot.
Okay, so it's safe to say nothing's been in here really recently.
Yeah, at least a couple weeks, you gather.
We should be alright for at least a night. It doesn't look like anything's been here for a little while.
And with the weather the way it's
Oh.
been, I would assume that anything that would call this place home would have already taken shelter.
You are very astute. I'm giving my own words lately. Yeah, I think it should be fine for us to stay in here for one night.
Hmm.
And with that, I'm going to be the first one to go into the middle of the cave.
Okay. Nettle follows him and heads just to the back here.
I'm gonna gather any twigs and stuff from like the nearby trees to so we could start a fire.
Sure. Give me a survival check. Nothing crazy.
$16.
Okay. It is a bit more sparse here as we get closer to the mountains, but anything that you need or you see that could be just about ready to fall off the trees, you're able to quickly hop up the side of a tree, tear it free. It's already a piece of dead wood, so it's not even that big of a deal. You just manage to dislodge it, and you are able to successfully find the tinder and fuel for a fire that you need.
Okay. Well, with that, I'll go in the middle of the cave and start a fire.
Okay. Easily done. Anything else from the rest of you?
No, Kaiser just follows the others in and just sort of stands around and chills.
Okay.
I will scout the surrounding area. I should be back in a short time, maybe 20, 30 minutes. I'm just going to take a circle around this cave to make sure that we are going to remain undisturbed for a time.
Sounds like a plan. Please do be careful.
With that, Maka leaves.
Mm-hmm. And you're kind of investigating the area. Make a perception check for me. And advantage, because you're utilizing your Boop and Snooter.
18.
Okay. 18. Circling around the cave and the mountainous area that you are just starting to breach into, you get the general sense that all seems to be clear in the immediate area. You do manage to pick up a little bit of a smell here and there that's far diminished of bear at some point in time. It was also inside the cave you managed to pick it up, but you get the scent that it's leaving the area as well. But otherwise, yeah, everything seems pretty clear.
Must have already come out of its hibernation and is just moving along. All right. We'll go back to the cave.
Okay. Back in the cave, you guys are able to go ahead and bed down for the evening. You have a meal, so this is now the second meal. I hope you guys are keeping track of the rations that you've all been having, one per day.
I have. I even kept track of the rations that I gave to Niddlegame.
Mm-hmm. And
And
he
on
is
that note-
still full, so he's okay for tonight. On that note,
Oh, you answered the question I was going to ask, so.
oh, okay. So you're able to go ahead and start up an evening's rest here. Who is going to take first watch?
I suppose I could this time.
Okay. Anyone join a dream?
I didn't really do much, so I'll join you for the first watch. Let Maka and Cobalt rest after their extended journey today.
Okay.
It was just a brisk run.
I second to that.
So your watch begins. For both of you, please give me a perception check.
Okay. 15 for Kaiser.
And 24 for me.
Very nice. Okay.
Dream, you're doing a lot of good perceptions tonight.
Yeah.
Right? Wait,
I'm
don't
here
mention
for
it. You'll jinx it.
We're like right here near the end. It's fine.
Quick, knock on wood.
Right? So...
Sorry.
So if there's anything you two would like to talk about, feel free. I know you've had a lot of talking time, so there might not be anything, but if there is...
Well, the talking time that we had was mostly about the goblin.
Mm-hmm.
Kaiser, of course, will finish up his nightly ritual and prayer to Kamada before he sort of settles in. Well, today was certainly filled with unexpected events.
Indeed. Not necessarily unwelcome, though.
You know, like me, you've sort of just been sort of going along with the flow as it were, since we got thrown in that prison cell. What did you have any goals or destination in mind before you got put on this path with us?
I did.
Anything you would care to share, or something that you're keeping under wraps?
Sorry, that was too good of an opportunity to just leave us like that. No. It's complicated. Basically, I've been on the hunt for someone or something, I suppose. I don't know exactly what it is, but anytime I hear wind or catch wind or news of it, it's just within me to pursue it. It's a promise I made. When I was thrown into prison, I happened to be looking into one of the leads.
It must have been a hell of a lead if it led you to getting thrown into that prison then.
Oh, the lead wasn't what got me into prison. It was me stopping an arrest that led me into prison.
Stopping an arrest, so you intervened on someone's behalf then to lend yourself in their spot, basically?
Affirmative. They were being arrested unjustly, so I interfered, and as a result, they took me in. The person who was doing the arrest, I was unfortunately familiar with his ilk.
And before you got thrown into prison, what of this lead that you said you had? Did anything else come of it, or?
Well, we're on that trail now. As soon as I figure out something, we'll all know. It's these demon sightings, if you want me to be more specific. The portal that appeared down in that basement, I've seen that before. This is the closest I feel like I've been to meeting the progenitor of those.
So that portal that we saw in that basement, then there have been others?
That wasn't the first time, and it won't be the last. But that's a depressing thought. Instead, I think I'd just like to reminisce. The moonlight is beautiful against the snow.
It definitely is. Kamada and her blessings are definitely a trait to always observe.
Always. Kamada comforts me.
As she does me and has me for a very long time now.
Dream.
May I ask what brings you into the priesthood?
As you ask that question, Dream, you hear out in the distance what could be made out to be a scream, a yell, something high-pitched. Give me an intelligence check.
Let's see here. Oh!
Or, if you're proficient in performance, you could do that.
I'm not proficient, unfortunately.
Okay. Intelligence, then.
Oh my goodness!
Jesus Christ.
Okay. You are able to make out that with a natural 20, because I realized this, it's not showing on the screen. With a natural 20, you are able to pick out that this scream, this shriek that you're hearing, is not natural. It's created. And you are able to recognize it almost like that of a whistle.
Snuff out the fire.
Okay. Fire goes down.
What's going on?
I think someone's on a hunt. And I cast my second spell. Pass without trace.
Okay.
And I am hoping that that'll keep us either incognito enough to where either whatever it is looking for us will, or looking for, I'm assuming, Nidalgene, will pass us by, or let us get the jump on them.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and, for the two of you, make a stealth check, plus 10. For the two asleep, stealth check, plus 10, disadvantage. Kind of hard to stealth when you're unconscious.
So with the plus 10 at Kaiser's disadvantage, that puts me at a 22 for my stealth.
I got a 25.
Okay.
Somehow a 27 from Cobalt. He's
Tiny,
inside of
sleeping.
his bedroll, so it's just a mound of blanket asleep.
Yeah, there you go. And Maka?
Oh, I don't think it was supposed to be with advantage.
No, it's disadvantage. So I take the lower of the two.
So 16 from the wolf.
Yeah.
No. What is it?
Yep,
Okay.
because you rolled a 3 plus 3 for stealth plus 10, so 16.
Alright.
Okay. And then we've got a 19 from Nettle. And now I roll something else. Okay. You stay quiet and still for a little bit. The tension seems to rise as you feel like something is getting closer before your fears are realized as this shrill whistle calls out once again, closer, very close. From what you can gather, mere feet in front of the cave. This is loud enough.
Sorry.
This is loud enough to wake up everybody else. Nettle will stir and start to panic momentarily. You have a chance to calm him down if you would like.
Nettle,
Hey.
be silent and still.
Okay.
Remember that we are with you.
We've got this handled.
Yes. Not alone. Okay. From outside of the cave, you hear a voice, male, shouting. Hey, boys! I think I finally found shelter. Let's get out of this cave, huh? Damn thing probably got away from us anyway. Come on, it'd be a good place to chill out. No pun intended for the night.
Against the walls.
Cobalt like just curls up inside of the bedroll
Okay.
and rolls sideways to the wall.
Okay.
So I believe my pass without trace
There's just
goes
this
out,
moving burrito.
I believe my pass without trace goes out 20 feet, so that should be everyone.
I think it might be 30 feet, but even at 20, it's still enough for everybody. So you're good. Everybody's still in the effect range, which is good. Okay. From out in that regard, what you end up seeing creep around the corner is a man. Human. It's you have the advantage because you've been in a dark cave and you're looking out still with the moon shining, so you can see. Man probably in his early 20s to late 20s, got a sword on his hip, and is now just barely breaching the cave here, taking a look. Yeah, I think it's... hold on. It's really dark in there. I can't see for sure. Someone bring me a light. And you'll see someone else come up from here. The two of you on the top, Kaiser and Cobalt. Cobalt, you're kind of in your bedroll. Kaiser, you'll be able to see. Another man walk out. Seems to be decently armored in general. There's another back there, and another creeping up from here.
Wait, hold on.
Holding.
It's how dark is it in this cave?
It's near pitch black. Just at the front is where you're seeing the moon shining like out of there. Everyone is currently in pitch black, with the exception of the people at the front trying to enter.
Okay, I'm going to move actually up around this area since this is because I assumed there was a little light, but now that I know that there's not, I'm actually going to move up to about this point.
Okay. Stealth check.
No fucking way!
Wow.
Wow. You know what?
So you're gonna take the 20 or the 20?
Here, this is what I'm gonna do really fast because I need to show this. Stream.
Wow!
Let's show this to stream really fast. Hey guys, I gotta move my head. Hold up. Can you see that?
No, you have to move your avatar a little bit more.
Yeah,
there you go.
No, I can. Yeah.
Double nat 20.
Double nat 20. It doesn't matter if it was advantage or disadvantage. It's gonna be a natural 20.
Yeah, you stealth up and you are perfectly positioned to see all of them out here on the outside. And what you're gathering in the moonlight, there's 4 of them. The one in the middle, the one that I'm going to ping here right now, is holding a torch. The guy at the cave lip is churned to face the rest of his group.
I'm not attacking. This is literally just waiting because I know the light is coming.
Mm-hmm.
Bared teeth, head down, ears back, threatening.
Okay.
And waiting until they know, like, I know they know I'm there.
Okay. The torch is passed forward.
Question: How much of advantage do I have on the torch itself right now?
You can... It's in plain sight. Straight line of sight.
Is it inside the cave or is it still sort of out?
Still outside.
This is a long shot, literally, but Kaiser's going to ready his crossbow, and I want to aim and try to shoot the torch itself directly.
Interesting. During the
To
handoff, I
either-
assume?
Yeah, to either try and knock out the flame or hit it like at the top to knock it out of their hands.
Okay. Make an attack roll. This is going to be a pretty high DC because it's a tiny target on top of it all.
Yeah, that's why I said it's a long shot, but... Oh, shit.
We'll take the first of the two that shows up, which is unfortunately the lower.
Of course it is.
Yeah, so that is a 6.
That just means that it goes by and it was so off target that they didn't notice it.
They
Or
don't
hit
notice
level.
the bolt. They don't notice the bolt. But what they do notice is the sound of the crossbow firing.
Oh,
So now inside, the guy takes a step back, and his ally jumps out with him too. The fuck was that?
At that point, because that's the triggering sound, I'm going to immediately run and use the element of surprise to basically run up and around, and then I'm going to turn and face them with a low growl.
Mm-hmm. And that is where we are going to end tonight before we get into combat, folks. All right. We got something coming up.
yay!
Yeah, I'm thrilled. I'm happy with how this is going.
There's a part of I'm really glad to see that I got a nat 20, but there's also that part of me that's like, why that? There could have been something better that I could have used a double nat 20 on.
Yeah, but it's all right. That's still impressive. So
We befriended the goblin, but we're poised to fight the random people.
mm-hmm.
Honestly, I think that they're hunting the goblin. They probably thought that it was a demon.
So, well, I'll tell you what, chat and all of you, we'll find out next time. So, that does it for us for tonight. The next time we get together and we'll have the next episode live here on the channel is March 18th, 2 weeks from now. Same time, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, and same channel. We'll see you there.
And also, don't worry about too much quiet time, because we usually have this video, among others, up by the next Saturday. So if you missed any part of this stream, you can look forward to that being uploaded in a week.
Exactly. You guys, keep an eye out on the YouTube channel. If you missed something, if you want to rewatch, if you want to get to know us all a little bit more with how we're doing things, pop on over. We are going to be getting some more content periodically. Things are just busy, and we're getting started. But keep an eye out. I think you guys will like what you see. Thank you, everybody. I hope you had a wonderful time. I think we all did. We all have a good time, guys?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
It's interesting.
Yeah. So that does it for us, from us, for tonight. We'll see you all soon. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Peace out.